Yes, come on, shorty, let's go. Girl, I see you over there.
Executed nearly 500 search warrants, issued 230 orders for communications records, and conducted 500 witness interviews, all looking to take me down. There was no collusion in the end, none whatsoever. Senator Marco Rubio, the head of the Senate Intelligence Committee, stated the committee found no evidence that then-candidate Donald Trump or his campaign colluded with the Russian government. And I thank Senator Rubio. Now I hear that these same people that failed to get me in Washington have sent every piece of information to New York so that they can try to get me there. It's all been gone over and over again. $48 million, you go through tax returns, you go through everything. The New York Attorney General recently ran for office, campaigned without knowing, stating, we will join with law enforcement and other attorneys general across this nation in removing this president from office. It's important that everybody understands, she said, that the days of Donald Trump are coming to an end. And all it's been is a big investigation in Washington, New York, and any place else that can investigate. That's what they want to do. They want to take not me, but us down. Everything's been looked at. A friend of mine who's very smart said you've probably seen more than anybody else. You've probably been investigated more than anybody else. And for you to come out with a clean bill of health makes you probably the cleanest person in this country. Some people in this administration, but fortunately not all, have been beaten down and disparaged. They just disappeared. Nobody knows what happened to them. Why aren't they active? Why aren't they involved? There's so much to be involved in. The corruption is so rampant. They just couldn't take it anymore. They were threatened by Democrats with impeachment, and horrible things were said about them, and they're good people. Even recently, the head of the was hounded and harassed, as she reported, like she has never been before. What can I say? We caught Comey cold. We caught McCabe cold. We caught them all. We're still waiting for a report from a man named Durham, who I have never spoken to and I have never met. They can go after me before the election as much as they want, but unfortunately, Mr. Durham didn't want to go after these people or have anything to do with going after them before the election. So who knows if he's ever going to even do a report. But if you look at the lies and the leaks and the illegal acts and behavior done by so many people in their desire to hurt the President of the United States.
Is this all that you dreamed it'd be? Ending up here, ending up with me. You could have gone anywhere, been anyone. You stole my heart like a thief on the run. You're not much for taking chances, but you're taking a chance on me. And now we're building bridges as far as the eye can see. And I never thought I'd find anything close to all that I knew you would.
Opinion that used the word sex or sexual 4 times. And of course, that was not an accident. Balenciaga wanted you to notice. So this seemed like a big story to us, as we told you last night. Here you have a major international retail brand promoting kiddie porn and sex with children, and not promoting it subtly, but right out in the open. No healthy society can tolerate that, and in fact, none ever have tolerated it. There's never been a time in American history where pedophilia was considered anything other than the worst thing, the most horrifying crime imaginable. Pedophiles famously get killed in prison because even murderers consider them immoral. That's how out of bounds it is and has always been to sexualize children. It's totally unacceptable. But apparently, it's not unacceptable anymore. Academics have redefined child molesters as minor attracted persons, and the point, of course, is to send a message that actually it's not that big a deal. It's just a different kind of love. So maybe not surprisingly, given that trend, apart from a few isolated exceptions in the American media, almost all outlets completely ignored Balenciaga's kiddie porn ad campaign. There was not a single story about it in the New York Times this morning, or Jeff Bezos' Washington Post, or on CNN, or NBC. Was there talk of an investigation or a boycott? The usual outrage merchants stayed completely silent because they weren't outraged. Balenciaga ultimately issued a statement and said it was going to punish the photographer who did the shoot, like it was the photographer's fault. They didn't know about it. And after that, the story effectively died. And that means that the CEO of Balenciaga, a man called Cedric Charbet, will not become a social pariah for what his company has done. He will continue, just as Jeffrey Epstein continues, to enjoy his busy social life totally unpenalized with his many fabulous celebrity friends. Here he is, for example, with the mayor of New York City, Eric Adams, who looks very excited to be with him. Now, we found that picture, by the way, in less than a minute online. As far as we know, apart from us on this show, no one has asked Eric Adams about it, and it's likely that nobody ever will. The reason is simple. The media have no interest in covering the sexualization of children. Their interest, and it's a very intense interest, telling the show, is in destroying anyone who complains about the sexualization of children, or who even notices it. Noticing it, they tell us, is an attack on the LGBT community. So the assumption here, their assumption apparently, is that gay people are in favor of molested kids, and of course in favor of performing genital mutilation on minors. But that's absurd. No normal person is for this, gay or not. It's not anti-gay to oppose kiddie porn, or to feel horror at the fact that doctors are cutting breasts off of healthy teenage girls. These are crimes, and most gay people think they're crimes. Why wouldn't they think that? Protecting children from adults who want to sexually exploit them is a basic human instinct. It's a noble instinct. And yet NBC News is doing its best to redefine that instinct as a crime. Yesterday, NBC brought on its law enforcement expert, by the way, a former assistant director of the FBI, to warn viewers that anyone who complains about the sexualization of children will be punished by the legal system, will be sued into bankruptcy and destroyed. Watch this.
There was going to be a drag brunch the next day at Club Q. And that's a way to get kids to see, hey, look, it's a person. It doesn't necessarily look like the people you see every day at the store or whatever. But these are real people with lives and emotions. They like the same stories that you do. There's nothing sexualized about it. But every time there's one of those now, the Proud Boys show up. Because there's an account on the internet called Lives of TikTok that's been pushed by Tucker Carlson and the Babylon Bee and the far right. Tucker, in particular, seems fixated on this anti-queer panic. In addition to his diatribe against drag shows, he's platformed anti-trans activists. He's particularly vicious and extreme rhetoric to attack children's hospitals for providing trans youth with medical care.
If he's a consumer of the people we just rattled off, from Lauren Boebert to Tucker Carlson, let's get it out. Let's get it out at trial. Let's expose it for what it is, name it and shame it. He's a consumer of these people, and those people should face civil consequences from the victims.
Oh, so the former assistant director of the FBI calling for, quote, civil consequences against anyone who doesn't like the sexualization of children. You complain about it, you're responsible for the murders that other people commit. Is that an illegal code? No, it's not. But NBC News is doing its very best to add it. MSNBC has spent the last 2 days suggesting it's because he signed a bill banning teachers from sexualizing kindergartners. Ron DeSantis is somehow tied to a mass shooter in Colorado.
Earlier this year, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis infamously signed into law what critics have called the Don't Say Gay Bill, which prevents some teachers from even discussing of gay and trans folks.
When you have a Don't Say Gay bill in the state of Florida, for instance, or when Ron DeSantis wants to send the police to investigate drag shows.
The Don't Say Gay bill in Florida is certainly something that helps add to his national political profile. But one thing is clear, they just want to continue demonizing folks and otherizing people.
They started moving in the spring to LGBTQ people. Specifically, they were really excited about the Don't Say Gay bill in Florida.
So if you don't want...
year to bring in several $1,000s to acquire a lot of business than that, it actually makes money for the hospital.
It actually makes money for the hospital. Now, if you were a muckraking reporter with a conscience, that would be the story of a lifetime. It's all there on tape. A doctor admitting mutilating the genitals of children for money, naming the dollar amount. How could you pass that up? But everyone passed it up. No one covered it. Instead, journalists attacked Matt Walsh for uncovering it. Really? What's the motive there? Nor did they cover what's going on in hospitals across the country, including CHOP, the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, the famous hospital. A hospital that admitted in an email to performing bottom surgery on minor and slicing off the breasts of young women for no medical reason whatsoever. There's no medical justification for that ever, and yet they bragged about doing it. In Boston, the staff for a children's hospital
contacted me, and this is what he told me. He said, "You built the foundation." He said, "You laid the foundation with your work on ancient geometry, and I built the house on top of it." That's what he said. So for 7 years, he's been supplying me with all the information. I have copies of all the patents. I have videos of the testing of the prototypes. And Mazda, the car manufacturer in Japan, is getting ready to do a $25 million test.
Is this all that you dreamed it'd be? Ending up here, ending up with me. You could have gone anywhere, been anyone. You stole my heart like a thief on the run. You're not much for taking chances, but you've taken a chance on me.